Welcome to Keeping It Realty.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Keeping It Realty. I'm your host, Martha Smith.
And I'm your co-host, Natalia Pierantoni.
And today we're diving into one of the most important, one of the biggest milestones in anyone's lives, buying a home, a first-time home buyer.
Oh yes, first-time home buyers. We love them, we help them, but we also see them making huge mistakes.
If you're thinking about buying a home or know someone that is, share this episode with them. It might help them out.
Exactly. So Martha, how do you know if you're actually ready to buy?
Ask yourself these 3 questions. Do you have a stable job, good credit, and money set aside for purchasing a home?
So if you answered yes to these, you're more than ready to purchase.
All right, let's get real. What's the biggest mistake that home buyers make?
Not getting pre-approved and shopping before not even knowing if you can even afford the home.
Yes, it happens all the time. You find the house, you fall in love, and then you realize you can't get it.
Yeah, it's like if you go to the supermarket, right? Just think about it this way. You go, you keep shopping, you fill up your cart, and then you go to pay, and you forgot your wallet. Literally, just that's how I picture it. Anyway, so if you don't have your pre-approval, you get outbid by other buyers. You want to put into an offer and you're not ready.
Honestly, this happens all the time. We meet buyers that want to buy a home and they're not pre-approved. But if you work with myself or with Nati, the first thing that we do in our buyer's consultation is explain the process to a buyer and connect them with a lender if they don't already have one so that they can get their pre-approval letter and start the process that way. Another mistake that I see first-time home buyers make is using all their money for their down payment. And then they don't have any money to make any repairs for the house. If anything happens to the house, that's a huge one I see happen a lot.
They don't understand that they have closing costs, you have the inspections, you have moving expenses, appraisal, furniture. Like, you definitely need a cushion for that.
For sure. And pro tip, have at least 3 to 6 months of savings, for after you purchase the home.
Exactly.
If you can. I mean, I know that it's asking a lot for some first-time home buyers, but that cushion is really needed.
Yeah. So this brings us to the hidden cost, right, of purchasing a home.
Okay. Let's talk about money.
So everyone focuses on the down payment, right? So what about the other costs that people don't even think about?
Right. So the closing costs are anywhere from 2 to 5% of that purchase price. And that's going to cover your insurance, your taxes, HOA. What am I missing?
The lending fees,
title fees, all of that.
Home inspections. Yeah.
Right.
So that's a very good point. Usually the closing cost, they don't really understand that, but thank you for that.
All right. Let's talk about some red flags. What are the signs you should never ignore when you're looking to buy a house?
My first red flag, if a home has been sitting on the market for way too long in the area, then there's, something wrong with it.
Well, or it was overpriced. It's usually what it means if it's been sitting on the market for a long time.
Yeah, you're right.
But in some cases, it's sitting on the market because there's something wrong with it. So if you see a house that's been sitting on the market for a long time and it's priced fairly well, red flag. There could be something, maybe a foundation issue, something.
Okay, another major red flag.
What's that?
Weird smells. Right when you walk in and you're like, ugh.
Your favorite, you'd rather deal with smells than a haunted house.
Oh, I do, but I'll get used to it.
So yeah, weird smells, definitely. That could mean molds or, I sold a house that had a dead animal in the duct and we were able to get the smell out, but it was a mission. We didn't know where the smell was coming from. We had to hire somebody to go in there and do a scope. It was a whole thing.
Or it could be hidden leaks, right? Like water damage somewhere. But all right, let's see. Oh, and another major flag.
What?
Like when you go and see in the MLS the listing and there's like only 2 pictures, just the front.
That could just mean they used
a really bad realtor.
A little budget realtor. I wanted to save
or there's
some money.
Something really, really wrong with the house inside.
What about like another red flag I would say is like when you see the DIY electrical outlet, they did it themselves. It's like they duct tape this wire. That's a red flag. To stay away. What's another big one? The roof. The roof. Okay. It's very important that the insurance companies, they want the roof to be younger than 15 years. Is that the latest?
Yes.
15 years, right? So if you have a roof that's like getting up there in age, it's 15 years, even though it's the life expectancy is 20 years, just know that your insurance company will probably make you replace the roof.
Exactly.
So I always look at the roof, the age of the roof for my buyers, and make sure that we try to get a negotiation price.
The highest, the ticket items, right? Which is what?
We got the roof, the electrical, the HVAC, and
Plumbing.
the plumbing.
You got
Those
it.
4. Yeah. Sorry, I had a brain fart right there.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right. So first-time home buyers myths. Let's play a little game. Fact or
Okay, let's do
fiction? All right. Ready? Do you need 20% down to buy a home?
False. There are some loans where you can actually put down 3 to 5%. So it just depends, or even 0% with the VA or, USDA loan.
True. And then, most investors, though, they do have to pay the 20%, but that comes in when you're buying like lands or you're buying big investment properties, right? It's not for first-time home buyers. You should always buy the most expensive home you can afford.
False.
Okay.
Why? Because the bank will give you the max as possible, but don't use it all. You don't need it.
No, you don't want to be home broke. Yeah.
You get a home and then it's the first month and you can't afford it.
So typically the way it'll work is you go to a lender, you'll get a pre-approval and they'll say, we'll pre-approve you up to 400, 500,000, but you could always find a house for 450.
Yeah, you don't have to max
You
your
don't
budget.
have to, go all the way to 500,000 and then be at your max.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, you can negotiate the home price even in a seller's market.
Yes, true.
Okay.
Why? Because you can negotiate the closing costs, you can negotiate the repairs, or even you can include furniture if the house comes with it. I mean, everything is negotiable in any kind of
100%.
market.
Say it again for the people in the back.
Anything is negotiable.
That's right.
In any kind of market. Sellers or buyers.
You got it. All right. So what's the next question on here?
You need perfect credit to buy a home. Is it true or false?
False. That's going to be a big fat false. No, you need at least a 580. Obviously, the better your credit is, the better, interest rate you'll get, the better
For sure.
everything. But your credit could be as low as 580 to qualify for a home.
A bigger down payment means a lower monthly mortgage.
Duh. Yeah, it's true. The more money you put down, the less you're going to have to borrow. And that means the less your monthly payments will be.
Okay. Amazing. Thank you.
All right. I'm going to ask you one. If the home appraises for less than the offer price, you're out of luck.
False.
Okay. Tell us about it.
You can renegotiate with the seller or bring the extra cash to closing.
Okay. Your first home should be your dream home. What do you think about that?
False.
Right. Your first home is typically what you can afford.
Exactly.
And then you use that as a
stepping stone,
a stepping stone to buy a bigger home or a better home or rent it or just, build your
generational
portfolio.
wealth.
Yeah, 100%. Do we have any more questions? Do you have any?
No, I do not.
Let's talk about the steps to buying a home.
So what does the home buying process actually look like?
Step 1, we've talked a little bit about this already. I would say check your credit and get pre-approved.
Step 2, find a realtor that you trust.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, I was going to say, come on, let's go
and
now.
Martha are both realtors here in the Tampa Bay area. You know, if you like one of us better than the other, just go ahead and tap in. No, I'm just
throw
kidding.
yourself out there like that.
Shameless plug. Okay, and then step 3, the fun part. Let's go out and find a house. House hunting. Don't look at just pretty houses and don't look just in the area that you're interested in. Maybe you can go just outside the area and find a really great deal. And maybe you can fix up a house a little bit and get a better price for it. So keep your options open is what I would say.
Step 4, make an offer and get an inspection.
100%. You have to when my buyers are like counting pennies and they don't want to get an inspection because they're like, oh, the house is fine. That's a bad idea. Bad idea because you never know.
Yeah. And let me tell you also, in new construction homes,
they
think that even if it's a new build, it's going to come in perfectly. I always suggest get an inspection.
100%. And also, a lot of people don't know, you can hire your own third-party inspector for these new constructions.
Yes.
The builders do not like it and they try to fight you on it. But your realtor should always tell you that you can hire your own third-party inspector. You pay them a couple $100. They go out and they're on top of the builder, making sure that they're doing everything right. And surprisingly, you find a lot of things
that are wrong.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So. All
right.
Where are we? Step what?
Step 5.
Step 5. All right. Step 5 is close and move is what I have here on my bullet point. Okay.
That's it. That's the most exciting part, right?
Once everything is finalized, you move into your house. Congratulations. It's a really exciting time for a first-time home buyer.
So, buying your first home can definitely feel overwhelming. But I believe that with the right knowledge, with the right, tools, realtor, it could definitely be an easy process. Trust
and remember,
process.
This is your process. Your realtor should be able to answer any question that you have. No question is too dumb or too small. Ask questions. That's what they're there for, to explain the process to you and make sure you understand everything and every step of the way.
Yes, exactly. So if you're thinking of buying soon, you can definitely shoot us a message. We would love to guide you through the process. Thank you all for tuning into our podcast. And I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did.
Don't forget to follow us on social media at keepingitreal_T and share this episode with all your friends.
If you guys have any questions and topics that you guys would like for us for future episodes, let us know. Shoot us a message. We would love to hear from you guys.
See you next time on Keeping It Real T.